Hello, and welcome to a course on understanding globalization through case studies. My name is Patricia Bader-Johnston, and it's my great pleasure to be your guide and facilitator through this course. And obviously, if you're taking this course, you already have an understanding and appreciation for the complexities of global integration in the world of business today. And over the course of the next 12 sessions, we're going to explore many aspects of global integration and what it means to be a globally integrated enterprise. Globalization is a very difficult concept to understand without actually looking at it in practical application. So what we're going to do in this course is review the journey that some successful companies have taken, like IBM, so that we can learn about some of the barriers they've faced and the learning that they've gained through their experience in many contexts. I've had the privilege of working for a few different companies that would by most definitions be considered globally integrated enterprises. I worked in financial services for a number of years as a vice president in Goldman Sachs, which although it doesn't operate in as many countries as some other globally integrated companies would, obviously the nature of global markets makes Goldman's very much a global company. I also worked with Standard Chartered Bank, which in 2006 and 2007 was, had the global distinction of being voted the best global bank. The footprint for Standard Chartered Bank is predominantly Asia, Africa, and the Middle East, but it has the unique distinction of having been 3 out of 4 of the original banks that were chartered by Queen Victoria during the British colonial empire days. And so they have a history of more than 150 years operating in more than 170 markets around the world. I also worked for several years with British American Tobacco, which is a company that was, as they like to say, born global. It also has a 150-year history, and when it was first launched, the only 2 countries that British American Tobacco didn't operate in were, interestingly enough, its home markets of the UK and the US. And so BAT has operated in over 180 countries for almost over 150 years. They also have a unique distinction of being, to my knowledge, the only company that has never withdrawn from a market once they have committed. So for 150 years they've been in India and Africa, and also throughout China since they first arrived there throughout the Boxer Rebellion and any phase of history. So in terms of global integrated enterprises, part of the commitment to local domestic markets is a big feature. My most recent role has been as Director of Communications with IBM Japan. And in choosing a company to use as a core case study role model, IBM, I think, is a very good choice. And why is that? Well, few companies have been as successful as IBM. It's the 3rd most recognized brand in the world, according to the most recent Interbrand survey. And even though IBM doesn't actually sell any consumer-facing products, what it does is actually difficult to explain, but the brand is very well known. Recently, as part of its strategy, IBM has gotten out of commodity business. Although many people identify the IBM ThinkPad with IBM Corporation, it was actually sold off to Lenovo a year or 2 ago. Recently, IBM got out of the printing business as well, because it's focusing now on technology and high-value solutions as a company. And it's been very successful over many years. 2011 will mark the 100th anniversary of IBM.